Surya Jayani. It's 10:50 a.m. April 29th. So if you're educated, you'll be able to analyze this. So there's a RICO going on in America. Illegal gambling, blackmail, bribery, extortion, witness tampering, a new age covert hostage scenario, betting manipulation, tax evasion, a RICO, organized crime. Big deal. None of these guys involved in the RICO are behind bars. Okay, so what does that tell you? Are guys involved in a RICO and organized crime not behind bars? Then there's financial crimes going on with synthetic telepathy investments, implantation investments, new age court system investments. No one's behind bars on the federal pen on paper. How's that going on? Then there's people stealing my intellectual property daily, committing severe criminal invasions of privacy. Stealing IP daily, committing crimes daily with these neurophysiological weapons, and performing breaches of Nuremberg code. Highly illegal, unethical, inhumane human experimentation and human programming experiments. And there's some people who know about this telepathy because some of them are investors. There are people who know about this implantation. Some of them are investors. Some of them have been recruiting investors. Some of these kids are in Dallas with some of the people I went to college with. Some of them may have went to Strake. Some of them may have went to Memorial. Who knows some of these synthetic telepathy investors and recruiting people to synthetic telepathy investments, as well as St. George University, St. Edward's potentially. There's some famous people involved with this too in California and elsewhere. But ponder this. If you know of the RICO in the least, organized crime. If there's a RICO going on, organized crime, and other crimes you may know about, and no one's in prison in the federal pen on paper, why do you think that? Boom. Large-scale hand-tying, large-scale blackmail, which is terrorism. That's intimidating and coercing a civilian population. If you know of the crimes I speak of, and you know some of these people have been caught, and they're still not in a fucking prison in the federal pen on paper, that should tell you there's large-scale hand-tying going on, and that should tell you there's terrorism going on in America and outside of America, intimidating and coercing civilian populations. Blackmail is a form of intimidation. That should also tell you there's potentially blackmail of government officials, which is using intimidation and coercion to influence the policy of a government, which is terrorism as well. Because the people involved with these crimes should have been in prison years ago. The telepathy investors, the implantation investors, the people involved in the fucking RICO, organized crime, should have been in prison. So if something that's not clicking or registering, you may not be the sharpest tool in the shed. Typically people go to prison for organized crime. People go to prison for terrorism. People go to the prison. There's some kid who floats around bragging about how he blackmailed the U.S. government. He's basically saying, hey, I'm a terrorist. How the fuck's he not in prison? Clearly, there's blackmail going on. People go to prison for organized crime, like RICO. People go to prison for illegal gambling. People go to prison for IP theft, data theft, and economic espionage. There's a large amounts of economic espionage. Supposedly kids are stealing ideas from my computer and selling them in goddamn Dubai, China, Grenada, where else? Mexico. That's stealing IP, trade secret, and selling it to foreign agents, governments, and instrumentalities. That's economic espionage. That's a 15-year sentence. How do you think these guys aren't in prison? Blackmail. Blackmailing of citizens, large scale, which is intimidating and coercing a civilian population, and then probably blackmailing of government officials, which is using intimidation and coercion to influence the policy of a government. So if that's not registering that there's terrorism going on, and the reason these people aren't in prison is because they're involved with large-scale blackmail and probably using intimidation and coercion to influence the policy of a government, which is also terrorism, you clearly ain't all there. You ain't making sense. Because if there's people you know who should have been in prison who aren't, it's because of blackmail. Let's wake up. Praise Jesus.